Hello, friends. Steve Stockton here with you. Today, we're going to be talking about the vanishing cowboy, the unsolved disappearance of Ben Tyner. Join me. Let's walk and see. Now, in the vast, rugged expanse of the Nicola Valley in British Columbia, where the rolling grasslands meet the dense, unforgiving wilderness, the silence of the landscape holds a chilling secret. It's a silence that echoes with the unanswered questions surrounding the strange and sudden disappearance of Ben Tyner, a 32-year-old ranch manager who rode out on horseback one crisp January afternoon in 2019 and vanished without a trace. His riderless horse, found 2 days later, was the first clue in a baffling mystery that has since evolved from a missing person case into a homicide investigation, leaving a family shattered and a community haunted by the specter of the unknown. Ben Tyner, a native of Wyoming, was the embodiment of the modern American cowboy, strong, capable, and with a deep-rooted passion for the ranching life. He had recently embarked on a new chapter as the manager of the historic Nicola Ranch near Merritt, BC. His family described him as a man with a gentle heart and a strong handshake, a man who was as comfortable in the saddle as he was exploring new cultures and meeting new people. His brother, Jack Tyner, painted a picture of a man of integrity and kindness. He was just big and strong and honest as they come, just a pure soul, he said. He wasn't the kind of guy that would get into any trouble or cause any trouble. He would help anybody for whatever they needed. That was the kind of guy my brother was. On Saturday, January 26, 2019, Tyner was last seen leaving the Nicola Ranch on a bay horse, presumably to check on cattle in the surrounding hills. It was a routine task for an experienced rancher, one he had likely performed countless times. The vastness of the British Columbia interior, with its sprawling logging roads and dense forest, was his new office. But as the weekend drew to a close, a sense of unease began to settle over the ranch. Ben Tyner hadn't returned. The alarm was officially raised on Monday, January 28, when a local logger discovered Tyner's horse, still fully saddled and bridled, on a remote logging road in the Swackham Mountain area northwest of Merritt. The discovery of the riderless horse, a potent symbol of a cowboy in distress, triggered an immediate and massive search and rescue operation. For days, the Nicola Valley became the epicenter of a frantic effort to find the missing rancher. The effort involved search and rescue teams from across the province, alongside the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, local ranchers on horseback, and volunteers on foot and on snowmobiles, combing the unforgiving territory. The search was a testament to the tight-knit rural community, with locals offering their time, resources, and intimate knowledge of the land. The conditions, however, were brutal. Frigid temperatures, deep snow, and the sheer scale of the search area presented formidable challenges. Despite the deployment of aircraft, drones, and canine units, the search yielded no sign of Ben Tyner. No footprints, no discarded equipment, not a single clue to suggest his whereabouts. After a week of exhaustive efforts, the official search was suspended, a difficult but necessary decision in the face of the harsh winter conditions. For the Tyner family, who had rushed to Merritt from Wyoming, the suspension of the search was a devastating blow. Their initial hope of finding Ben alive began to fade, replaced by a gnawing uncertainty and a desperate plea for answers. In a heart-wrenching press conference, Ben's mother, Jennifer Tyner, her voice trembling with emotion, expressed the family's anguish. To say that we are heartbroken is an understatement. Our hearts are shattered and our lives have been thrown into turmoil. To think that I will never again see his smile or hear his infectious laugh, never see him realize his dreams, never have him wrap his arms around me again, is unthinkable. As the initial search wound down, the nature of the investigation began to shift. The RCMP's Southeast District Major Crime Unit took the lead, and the language used by law enforcement became more ominous. What was once a missing persons case was now being treated as suspicious. In March 2019, the RCMP made a significant announcement. They believed Ben Tyner's disappearance may involve criminality. Sergeant Janelle Showett of the BC RCMP stated, "Now, having had the opportunity to review all the pieces, we believe that the circumstances surrounding Mr. Tyner's disappearance may involve criminality." This announcement confirmed the growing fears of many, transforming the mystery of a lost cowboy into potential murder investigation. The question was no longer just, where is Ben Tyner, but what happened to him, and at whose hand? Over the ensuing months and years, the investigation continued, largely behind the scenes. The RCMP remained tight-lipped about the specifics of their findings, citing the need to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation. However, on the second anniversary of his disappearance, they made another grim announcement. Corporal Jesse O'Donoghue of the RCMP Southeast District Major Crime Unit stated, based on those findings, major crime investigators have reason to believe that criminality was involved in Ben Tyner's disappearance and is the victim of a homicide. With the official declaration that Ben Tyner was likely murdered, the focus of the investigation intensified on finding his remains and bringing his killer or killers to justice. The Tyner family, in their enduring grief, increased the reward for information that would lead to the location of their son and the arrest and conviction of those responsible. This was a fund that was matched by the owner of the Nicola Ranch, bringing the total to $30,000. Richard Tyner, Ben's father, spoke of the enduring pain of not knowing. To have to live with Ben's loss is the most painful, excruciating experience ever. The loss we feel is immeasurable and has left a hole in our family that will never be filled. Now, in the absence of concrete answers, several theories have emerged to explain Ben Tyner's disappearance. Theory number one was a tragic accident in the wilderness. The most straightforward explanation, and the initial assumption of many, was that Ben Tyner had a tragic accident while riding in the remote backcountry. He could have been thrown from his horse, sustained a serious injury, and succumbed to the elements. The Nicola Valley is known for its rugged terrain, with steep ravines, dense forest, and the potential for sudden changes in weather. An experienced rider can still be caught off guard. However, several factors cast doubt on this theory. The extensive and meticulous search of the area where his horse was found turned up no sign of him. Searchers were looking for any indication of a fall, a struggle, or a makeshift shelter. They found nothing. Furthermore, Tyner was a seasoned outdoorsman, and his family believes he would have been well prepared for the conditions. The fact that his horse was found in good condition, albeit riderless, also raises questions. Had he been thrown, the horse might have remained in the vicinity. Theory number two, a staged disappearance. Another possibility, though considered less likely by those who knew him, is that Ben Tyner staged his own disappearance. This theory suggests that, for reasons unknown, he wanted to leave his life behind and start anew. While not impossible, this scenario seems incongruous with the man his family and friends described. He was excited about his new job at the Nicola Ranch and had a close relationship with his family. There were no apparent signs of personal or financial turmoil that would prompt such a drastic and deceptive act. The lack of any subsequent sightings or use of his personal accounts further weakens this theory. The third theory, foul play. The theory that has gained the most traction, and the one officially endorsed by the RCMP, is that Ben Tyner was the victim of foul play. This theory posits that he encountered someone in the backcountry who, for reasons yet unknown, caused him harm. The motive remains a subject of speculation. Was it a random act of violence, a dispute over land or resources, or something more personal? The RCMP's assertion that his disappearance involves criminality and is a homicide suggests they have evidence, though not publicly disclosed, that points in this direction. This could include witness statements, forensic evidence, or information about potential conflicts in Tyner's life, however minor they may have seemed at the time. Adding a layer of intrigue to the foul play theory is the unsolved disappearance of another man in a nearby area. Dean Morrison, a 44-year-old father of three, vanished from the Stump Lake Ranch, roughly 40 kilometers from the Nicola Ranch, in October 2013. His truck was found abandoned at the ranch where he had been working. While the RCMP have not officially linked the two cases, the geographical proximity and the fact that both men disappeared from rural ranching properties have led to public speculation about a possible connection. The disappearance of Ben Tyner has left an indelible mark on the community of Merritt and the wider ranching world. The initial outpouring of support during the search demonstrated the strong bonds that tie rural communities together in times of crisis. The ongoing mystery, however, has cast a long shadow. The question of what happened to the Wyoming cowboy who came to British Columbia in search of a new adventure lingers in the minds of many. In an effort to keep his memory alive and to support others who share his passion, the Ben Tyner Legacy Scholarship was established at Laramie County Community College in Wyoming. The scholarship supports students pursuing degrees in agriculture or related fields, a fitting tribute to a man who dedicated his life to the land. The strange and tragic disappearance of Ben Tyner is a story without an ending at this point. It's a story of a life cut short, of a family's unending grief, and of a community's lingering questions. The vast and beautiful landscape of the Nicola Valley, the same landscape that Ben Tyner so admired, now holds the key to unlocking this heartbreaking mystery. For his family, the hope remains that one day someone will come forward with the information that will finally break the silence and bring their son home. As his mother, Jennifer, said in her plea for help, any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, could be the missing piece to our puzzle. Until that piece is found, the question of what happened to Ben Tyner will continue to echo throughout the hills and valleys of British Columbia, a haunting reminder of the cowboy who vanished into the cold winter air. Well, friends, there you have it. If you do have any information, no matter how insignificant it seems, please contact the RCMP at the number on your screen. I look forward to your comments, but please keep it friendly and respectful. Till we meet again, stay safe out there. I'll see you a little further on down the trail. I'm Steve Stockton. Tell your animals I said hi.